I'm Rob.
And I'm Louie.
And this is our Cybershoes VR review
by Barefoot Gaming.
Louis, Cybershoes, what is the concept here? What do they do?
You can play video games where you run in the game and you run in real life.
So here is the restriction of playing virtual reality with controllers. Whenever you're playing a first-person shooter, whenever you're moving around, it's always smooth motion, locomotion, or you're talking teleport. Now what Cybershoes have done is they have made special shoes that have a little wheel on the inside. It comes with a stool. It comes with a, 60-inch carpet, something like that?
Yes, it is.
You sit on the stool. It's got a piston so you can adjust how high up it is for your feet to touch.
Yeah.
And you want to lift your toes, move them forward, drag it back. Lift your toes, move it forward.
Unless you want to go in reverse.
We struggled with the pairing a little bit. And to
because
be fair,
we hate instructions.
To be
the
fair,
instructions were pretty clear.
The instructions were very clear. That is totally on us. And I mean, just make sure you follow the instructions very, very closely to make this work. Now it's got this little white box that does all of the work with the Cybershoes. You'll note the slider on the top, and this adjusts how fast you'd move forward or how fast you'd move backwards, for example.
Yeah.
You want it to kind of line up with what will feel accurate for walking in the game.
Not only do you want it to line up with that, but you kind of want it to go with, let's say, your run speed in the game. You want your regular pace to kind of match that. Otherwise, you'll be lagging behind a game with multiple people. You'll always be running slower than them if this is turned down too much.
Plus, you also have to keep in mind that certain games will have a run feature, right? Let's say you're playing Phasmophobia, for example.
Yep.
So if you want to kick run into gear with using this system, you have to start fast. And then it's like, oh, okay, it knows you're in run mode. And now when you're stepping, it's like you're still running, if that makes sense. So let's talk about how these things will actually fit on your feet.
So it has a ratchet strap similar to rollerblades or snowboard bindings, and then on this side, to make sure that this foam piece is situated correctly on top of your foot, you can loosen it off. It comes set way up here, which we were just using bare feet and socks, so we needed to set it way down because we didn't have it over top shoes. It's just a simple Phillips screwdriver.
For sure. But even setting it all the way down, you'd still have room for like fair-sized shoes.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're having to adjust this thing back and forth all the time.
Correct.
Find something that's kind of close, and it doesn't matter if you're a size 7 or you're a size 13 or 14.
Yes.
Everybody's feet are going to fit in here.
Most everybody's foot should fit inside of that.
Now, the batteries are built into the Cybershoes as well. You charge them.
And rechargeable.
Yeah, so they're just straight USB. The power from the transmitter into any USB, it comes with one for the Quest, for example, where you can get power directly from the side. You can plug it into your index, for example, by plugging it into. So as long as you've got USB power for this, you're laughing. Well, let's talk about games and how many it supports.
Yeah.
So currently it's set to support about 63 and counting. And counting. We didn't even count 63. We looked at their number.
Wait, we just assumed they counted.
Population 1, Zero Caliber, Pavlov, VRChat, Half-Life Alyx, Fallout 4 VR, Phasmophobia.
And so many more! 6 more or something. I wasn't listening to him. So the carpet that the stool sits on is a cut pile. It's 60 inches of cut pile carpet, which is a high enough friction for this to constantly spin.
Yeah, and the edge of the carpet is also like finished. It's not a cut edge. It is actually bound in thread. We can't talk about this without talking about the price. This thing goes for €265 for the home edition.
And if my math is correct, that's 300 US or about 385 Canadian.
So really it's my math because I wrote it down, and if my math is wrong.
Yep, then I look the fool.
Plus you got to look at shipping, and they do have a professional model of this where everything is higher quality.
Yes.
Now we haven't played with it, so we can't say about the shoes.
Nope.
We're mentioning it, but we just used the home version.
Yeah.
So all the prices, we've talked about what it does. Louis, I want pros, cons. How well does this work? And what do you think? What are your final thoughts on it?
Pros are you get to run inside of the game, and you can possibly remap some of your hand controllers and buttons for other things, like other weapon wheels or things like that. One of the things that they've done to help you turn on the stool is they've added these ridges that dig into the carpet a little bit. And so they'll give you a little bit of traction for actually pushing the stool side to side, and that will allow you to turn in-game without having to snap turn or manually turn.
And I really have to stress, like, this thing is actually built quite well.
Cons are, if it's in a very precise shooting environment in your game and you're wiggling all over the place, it's going to directly affect your shooting.
Which is a pro and con, right? It's just like using...
I know, Rob, we're doing our pros and cons.
It's like using force feedback or haptics in virtual reality, right? The more your gun shakes, the harder it is to hit the target.
Yep.
But the more real it feels, so that's the trade-off that you're playing on that.
Rob, what about you? Pros and cons?
So for pros, I would say that some people that struggle with motion sickness are going to find this a benefit. The fact that your feet are moving, the fact that your whole body is moving more in motion with what you are seeing on the screen is going to help. Is it going to rule it out? I don't know. How much is it going to help? I just know it will help people that struggle with it.
Yeah.
The fact that it lets you adjust how fast you move forward or backward is really, really smart.
Yeah.
However, it isn't drastic. Like we found swinging all the way from the right all the way to the left on that like little transmitter type thing.
Yeah.
It is a slight increase and a slight decrease, but it's not like you're going to be flying across the map. You won't be using this to cheat by any means.
Yeah.
The only real con that I see in this is the fact that it is killer on the legs.
It does get you tired really quick.
Because, and it's more than just physically walking, because you're having to lift up the weight of the shoes. So you lift a leg, move it forward, and then slide it. Lift a leg, move it forward, and slide it. And
so is your pro that it'll make your legs stronger?
It will make your legs stronger, but it is hard on your legs. And if you decide to go this route, don't expect this to be easy to use right off the bat. In fact, they say in the documentation you get with it, figure about a week to get used to this thing.
Yep.
The more you use it, the more comfortable it is to use. The only other thing I'm going to say is you also have to keep in mind that you can't duck while you're sitting on the chair. So you're going to have to map a button for ducking.
Yes.
Plus, it also lets you adjust whether you're going to be walking in the direction you're looking or walking in the direction that your hands are facing. I would say this is going to be for some people and totally not for others.
Yep. If
If you're looking for something that maybe makes you feel a little more immersive, if you're not scared of putting in a little work to train yourself, and you also have to be willing to be sore. Like my legs felt it. That first week, my legs really, really felt it. So it is no question, it is a unique and neat product. Whether it's right for you, I mean, I can't say, Louis can't say, but hopefully this review will give you a better idea so that you can decide for yourself. And if you have questions about it, please fire them our way. Our only goal here is to help you out and help you make the right decision. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. We love hearing from you, and we will talk to you again really, really soon. See ya.